Okay. Here's Unit 8. That's the beginning of Unit 8 for us. We're classifying 3D figures. This sheet may feel trivial, but it's very important. It's important for y'all to know how to identify these shapes. Because if you can identify them, then you can be able to write the right formulas for them to solve. Depending on, so in this unit, with these 3D shapes, we're either going to be solving for one of three things: the lateral area of a figure, the surface area of a figure, or the volume of a figure. All y'all learned how to do last unit was solve for area and then perimeter, but that was a flat figures, 2D figures. Now these are 3D shapes, figures that have 3 dimensions. So it's a little bit more entailed with this, but you still need to remember the stuff from last unit. That stuff was important. If you didn't get the stuff last unit, you're gonna have to learn it during this unit so you can apply it during this unit too. Alright. 5 shapes we're gonna talk about: prism, pyramid, cylinder, cone, and sphere. Now these are the 5 basic ones we talk about, but inside of these 5 there are different kind of prisms, different kind of pyramids, different kinds of those two. Honestly, a cylinder gonna be a cylinder, and a cone gonna be a cone, and a sphere is gonna be a sphere. Alright, so let me read them out to you. A prism is a solid figure with 2 bases that are congruent and parallel. Those parts are important. This is how you identify your bases on a prism. The 2 bases will be congruent to each other, meaning same size, same shape, and they'll be parallel to each other. This figure to the right here is a triangular prism because the bases are triangles. On this figure out here to the right, I consider this a triangular prism because my 2 bases are triangles. Got a base at the bottom and the top that are parallel to each other. Sliding on. A pyramid is a solid with 1 base and faces that meet at a point. The figure to the right is a triangular pyramid because the base is a triangle. And then you have a cylinder. A cylinder is considered a prism. Only thing is we call it a cylinder because it's circular shaped. A cylinder is a prism with circular bases. The reason it's considered a prism is because of the 2 parallel circular bases. But we'll never call it a circular prism or anything like that. We call it a cylinder. A cone. Cone is a mix of a pyramid and a prism. And a cylinder, excuse me. Thank you. It's a pyramid with a circular base. And then the last one is a sphere. The sphere is a solid in which each point is equidistant from the center point. On this one, since this is a whole sphere, it does not have a base. I'm not going to highlight anything. Now, if we ever had a hemisphere, which we will have when we do our worksheets and stuff, I'll highlight that base for you. But in a sphere, you won't have a base because it's a round circular figure. But if they were to cut that in half, we would have a base. Yeah, that being said, down here, we're going to classify each solid, highlight its bases. So on some of these, it might be easier to highlight the base first and then classify. So on the first one, let's try to start out with Nasir. Nasir, what would you classify this solid as specifically? And what kind of pyramid would it be? A prism pyramid. It can't be 2 of the different things. What made you say rectangular pyramid? There you go. The base of this pyramid is a rectangle, so I'm going to call it a rectangular pyramid. I'll spell that out for those who can't spell it. I'm not taking shots. Y'all chill, man. I wasn't even going there, but y'all on that silly stuff. I already know y'all hears that. And where you going there with y'all on that silly stuff? So I'm gonna let y'all ride. Chris, what's the second one? What kind of cone? I'm just messing with you, Chris. It's just a cone. The base of the cone is going to be a circle, so highlight that. One, number 3. What kind? Triangular prism. 2 parallel bases that are triangles. Hey, Monty, number 4. Since you skipped it. Yeah, you close. Should she at least, what you said? Oh, well, I won't say it exactly like that. But the shape of the base is a hexagon, so it's a good place to start. Y'all realize it's a pyramid, so we call this a hexagonal pyramid. Irving, number 5. Irving, number 5.
Good. Yeah.
It's okay. Wait, hey, Juan, wait till afterwards. After the video, but thanks. Let's go. Wait till after the video. Yes. Cylinder. What shape are your bases, man? What shape are your bases? Thank you. Just need you to know. Yeah, we just call it a cylinder. Oh, Nivea, number 6. Good. Rectangular prism. Only thing I want to teach y'all on this one with the rectangular prism is multiple ways you can look at that. Because qualifications to be a prism, you have to have 2 bases that are parallel to each other and the same size. On the rectangular prism, yeah, you got these 2 right here, the ones that you see sitting straight up. But you can also consider if they turned it, like flipped it on its side, turned the prism the other way, you consider these square parts the bases too, because they're parallel to each other and they're congruent. And if they flipped it frontwards, you can consider these front and the back part of the bases as well. On the rectangular prism, it's any 2 of the sides that match you can consider your bases. It's because rectangular and all the sides are parallel. All the matching sides are parallel, if y'all understand what I'm saying. I said a lot just then, but y'all pick up on any of it? Yeah. Like the 2 matching sides will be parallel on a rectangular prism, so you can consider any 2 matching sides your bases on that one. Just on that one, though. Alright. Not the same for number 7. Hold on, let me get somebody.
Johnson. Miss Johnson.
I know, she's like a good person for this one. Miss Johnson. What shape you see? Good. Trapezoidal prism. My bases are the 2 trapezoids in the front and the one in the back. And I would consider this a trapezoidal prism. Trapezoid. dull prism. Got a question on this one? Okay. Now, one thing I want y'all to get confused on, I want to mention this. The reason you can't consider the top and the bottom on this one base, these top and bottom are parallel, but they're not congruent. You see how this rectangle on top is smaller than the one on the bottom? So you can't consider those the bases on the prism. They have to be congruent and parallel for them to be a base. Go ahead. No, they kind of faint in here, but you should be able to see. Yeah, these little. This is true, but we want to be most accurate on this one. This is a square pyramid. That is a square at the bottom. You're not wrong, but you want to be most accurate. If you were to solve and you were using length times width instead of s squared, you're still gonna get the same thing. What's up? I'm listening. What about it? What, the next one? No. You went way too big. Oh. Miss Johnson want the next one. Let's go, Miss Johnson. Yes, pentagonal prism. 5 sides. Oh, I spelled that wrong. I got too many N's in there. Hold on. Made that a big old G. Pentagon prism. Isaiah, number 10. Good. Triangular pyramid. What's up? In the back, in that second cabinet. Want to say caution on it. I know you think I forgot about your Reese. I haven't though. Number 11. You're saying multiple things. I want to know which one you want to go with. So for it to be rectangular prism, you see two rectangular bases that are parallel to each other. Where you see those at? Which ones? This one laying down, and then the other one, which one? Is that?
I wasn't going to say the wall standing up, but
That don't make sense, though. That's perpendicular. Two parallel bases. We'll try again. Huh? Ain't no pyramid. Yes. Oh, I was trying to get Reese to tell me something, but he half out of it. It's like I said, it's laying on its side, but it's a triangular prism. Nope. You told us rectangular prism. Then you mentioned triangular, and I asked you which one you going with. You went back rectangular. Yes, ma'am. I know. I did it on purpose because there's nothing. It was only a front sheet, and I feel like the back would be wasted not having nothing on there. So I gave you a back just in case you messed it up. Oh, thank you, Reese. Oh, I'm about to spell it wrong. Fair. I was. That wasn't no shot, bro. Y'all always taking shit. That was not even a shot.